Okay, so to write something as a percent, we need to remember that percent means out of 100 or per 100. So if we have 5 and 1/4, to turn this into a percent, first of all, it would be helpful, I think, if we thought about what the number 1 represented. If you eat a whole pizza, like if you get a personal pan pizza, if you eat a whole pizza, you've eaten 100% of it. So the number 1 can be expressed as 100%, or in other words, 100 out of 100, which of course simplifies to 1. Okay, now a shortcut way of doing this is to move our decimal 2 places to the right. So to convert from your decimal to a percentage, you're multiplying by 100. You move your decimal 2 places to the right. So the number 1 is the same as 100%. Then you put on that percent symbol. So here we have 5 1/4, and we need to convert that to a percentage. All right, well, first of all, let's write it as a decimal. The decimal for a fourth is 0.25, and you can see that here in Desmos. 1/4 is 0.25. So 5 1/4 is the same as 5.25. But now to convert this into a percent, we'll multiply by 100. Remove our decimal 2 places to the right. Each time you move to the right 1 place, it's times 10. So times 10 times 10. Move your decimal here and put on your percent symbol. So 5 1/4 is equivalent or equal to 525%. Okay, so if you want to write something down for your note card on this, if you have a decimal and you're converting into a percent, you're going to be multiplying by 100. In other words, shifting your decimal places 2 places to the right. And then you put on a percent sign. Okay, on the other hand, let's say you have a percentage and you want to convert that back into a decimal. So let's say you have 385%. And you want to convert that into a decimal. Well, we'll just do the reverse. Instead of multiplying by 100, we're going to divide by 100 because percent means per 100 or out of 100. So I'll move our decimal 2 places to the left. So 385% is the same as 3.85. Now this problem said write it as a fraction or a mixed number. So we can't just give the decimal. So on this one, we could write it as 385 out of 100 or per 100. And then we can simplify this. So we can divide both 385 and 100 by 5. So 385 divided by 5 is 77. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. So we can write it as 77/20, either 3.85 or 77/20. So to go from a percent to a decimal, shift your decimal 2 places to the left or divide by 100.